Hey guys, and welcome back. We are coming to you from the Spike E3 2012 All Access Live studio, brought to you by the revolutionary Samsung Galaxy Note, available from AT&T. And prior to the start of EA's event, I gave you my 3 keys to a successful showing. Well, let's see if they checked off all the boxes, as Reggie would say, on my Samsung Galaxy Note. We talked about Dead Space, Need for Speed. That's a check. They did that one. They talked about their digital future. That's absolutely true. They did talk about that with the announcement of Knights of the Old Republic being free to level 15 as a download in July, and also Medal of Honor. They did show that. So they hit all 3 of those keys. Had some other surprises, too. The announcement of a new deal with UFC. Jason Rubin was here, the president of THQ, earlier, saying we're going to focus on fewer things. Guess one of those things is not UFC deal. So we'll get to that. But let's talk about the games. I'm here with Peter Molyneux, of course, Shane Satterfield, and Adam Sessler. Adam, let's start with you. Let's talk about the big game that we talked about before, Medal of Honor. How do you think it showed?
I think it showed much better than the last one,
right.
which was 2 years ago. I think I have a pretty clear idea of what they're going for with that franchise, which is kind of this fetishization of the military, a little bit more grounded in reality, as opposed to, say, Call of Duty's heroic take on military adventures out there.
Right.
Whether or not that brings in an audience that can compete with Call of Duty is a whole other matter, but it looks more exciting than the one I played 2 years ago.
Peter, you agree, disagree?
Yeah, I kind of agree with it. I mean, it was interesting to see those two, the Medal of Honor and Crisis at the end. I thought Crisis looked beautiful, but then Crisis always does look beautiful. You know, I've got a soft spot for Medal of Honor because he seemed to start this whole thing off. Still not sure I was quite.
You don't strike me as a big military first-person shooter guy, Peter. But are you on COD on the weekend?
You'd be surprised.
Playing on your headset on Xbox Live? Taking people down?
Yeah,
well, I don't know if we believe you.
Not so much taking people down as being took down. I think
exploring the world, right? Seeing what's out there.
That's right.
Picking flowers, right? Exactly. Peter Molyneux will be tweeting about that right now.
I'm a pacifist. Yeah.
All right, Shane, what did you think of EA overall? They had a lot of announcements, some things we weren't expecting.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I honestly thought Medal of Honor looked amazing, particularly in comparison to the last Medal of Honor.
Right.
I think what I liked about it most is we saw earlier with the Black Ops 2 demo that it just kind of cranks it all the way up and just keeps it there. You get some quiet moments in Medal of Honor, and I think that helps kind of offset and accentuate the bigger moments. So really, really impressed with that compared to what we saw out of the last Medal of Honor. Going back to Dead Space 3, which what I said before the press conference was, you know, I really like the feeling of isolation in that franchise in the past. Now it's a co-op game. They're kind of, right out of the gate, taking away that sense of isolation and that eerie feeling from the game. I'm a little nervous about playing that with another human being. I actually would prefer to play that all on my own.
Yeah, co-op seems to be all the rage now. Peter, let's talk a little about you experimenting with co-op a little bit, and, you know, Fable 3 and things like that. I mean, why is everyone so fascinated with co-op?
I mean, it almost is a must-have for games now, isn't it? I mean, every game has to have some sort of co-op.
But why?
Ability. Simply because we started it all off a few years ago. Few games started having it. Everyone looks at each other's game features when you're designing games. Think we've got to have co-op.
Copy-paste, right?
It's copy-paste. I've got to have a feature because my competition has a feature.
Right.
It's not that. And I think your point with Dead Space was quite right. For me, I totally agree with you. I don't want co-op. I don't want another human being there unless they're going to be killed.
Well, they have Army too. They have these other franchises for co-op. But Adam, overall, what was your takeaway from EA? Do you think they brought the heat? I mean, they're number 1 on our heat index right now.
What's very good about EA is they're so game focused. It's you know, because we've had in years past Microsoft going all the way in the other direction with Kinect and just, you know, ESPN and stuff, but they didn't really kind of define where they're going in the future. We saw a lot of sequels of franchises we know very, very well, and that sense that they have to kind of get some excitement out there to get ready for the next generation. I'd expect them to announce a new game for the next generation, but some sense of where they're going to go philosophically, what their eye is on, you know, next year or 2 years down the line. I think they should have done that, but other than that, you know, these are all games that I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's another Need for Speed. It's you know, another Medal of Honor. We'll have
another
to see.
Crisis.
And they did talk about Respawn. They were in the audience, but Michael Pachter didn't seem to be right. They didn't announce the new Respawn game. All right, well, we'll stick with it. Thank you very much, guys. We've got a lot more E3 All Access Live coming up for you guys right here on Spike and GameTrailers.com. So stick around. We'll be back with Warren Spector is in the house. He's going to be talking about Epic Mickey 2. Stick around. E3 All Access Live continues right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Spike's E3 2012 All Access Live, bringing you over 50 exclusives to tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. Trust us, if we could find a way to slip you some booth swag through TV, we would. All right, I'm Jeff Keighley, and joining me now is game designer Warren Spector, who is about to give us an exclusive new look at Disney Epic Mickey 2, the power of 2. Warren, you were kind enough to unveil this with us on GTTV a few months ago. You got some hot new stuff for E3. Let's get right into it. We're going to see a boss battle now?
Well, we're going to see first a 2D level. One of the things that players loved about the first game was the 2D levels inspired by classic cartoons and, you know, sort of Nintendo platforming games. So wanted to run through one of those real quick, show Mickey and Oswald working together, and then we'll dive right into the boss battle.
All right, let's show. Oh, this is this is showing on next gen. The last game was just on the Wii, but this game will be across all platforms.
This is the 360 build. We're on PS3. We're supporting Move. We're supporting Wii, of course. We have some surprises coming too, but this is based on a 1937 cartoon called The Old Mill, a classic Disney cartoon. And here you see, so here you can see Mickey and Oswald.
Mickey and Oswald, and they're together now. So this, you're showing this in, is this co-op or this is AI driven?
This is AI driven. So Oswald is with you every step of the way throughout the entire game. And here, even in AI mode, Oswald can use his abilities and help Mickey. He just helped Mickey get to a place that Mickey couldn't get by himself to get a reward that unless you use Oswald's abilities, you can't get to. So here we are. We've got some physics teeter-totter action going on to sort of spiff up our 2D levels.
Oswald's falling behind here. He's got to get up there.
He'll catch up. He'll catch up. He can go anywhere you can go.
Well, you need him because he's got that remote control, right?
That's right. That's right. He can use electricity. You know, Mickey uses paint and thinner. Oswald uses electricity. They have complementary skill sets. They help each other out.
Right. And you just unlocked, I guess, a piece of that classic cartoon, right?
Of a cartoon to be named later. So now we jump into the projector screen there, just like we did in the first game. Although you notice there's a little gear there. That's really important, and we're going to talk about that some other time.
Oh, okay. So the gear will tie into something now.
Yeah, you can go different places this time. They don't all take you to the same place.
Interesting. Now, one of the cool things that you're doing with this game, what you didn't do in the last one, is fully voiced, right? The entire game. You'll hear Mickey. Oswald actually even has a voice, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there were three things we wanted to do. I mean, one was we wanted to improve on our camera. Everybody knew we needed to do that. We wanted persistence. Anything you do, to change in the world is changed forever. And the other one is I wanted every character talking this time. So every line of dialogue is spoken.
They're talking right here.
Yeah, we wanted to put the titles on for E3 because no one could hear anything at E3 anyway.
Because we're talking over it, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So here we are in a nice little cinematic sequence. And here is the reveal. The first boss battle we've ever shown, ever talked about. It's Elliot from Pete's Dragon, the 1977 Disney film. And it's actually not Elliot. It's the version of Elliot. It's the Elliot from the Electric Light Parade from the parks.
Oh, from the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Exactly. There you go.
And you're the biggest Disney fan in the world.
I'm kind of a goober. Yeah, I have to admit it. So.
And there's Mickey with his paint and thinner battling against him. So we don't want to give it away, I guess. But what's the secret to taking down Elliot here?
Well, there are 3 levels to this, 3 stages in this battle. So in each level, you get to decide if you can use paint or thinner, and you get different rewards. You face different challenges. In fact, you even take a different path through the level and have a completely different experience based on what you're doing. Now, the guy driving this demo is Chase Jones, our design director.
So he's kind of good at it?
He's kind of good, yeah. He's decided to play through using paint. But like I said, it's 3 stages. It's pretty challenging, so I don't think we're going to get through much of this today. But people can go to the show floor if they're attending E3, and they can play through the whole thing.
Prove our worth at this game. Now, one other thing that's really cool about this, you're not showing this here, but this game is a musical in some ways. You've got musical numbers, right?
Yeah, I'm a musical geek. I love those things. And, Disney and songs, they kind of go together. So we wanted to take the opportunity to have some songs to further the plot and tell the story and talk about what people are feeling and stuff. So there will be several moments where people break into song.
Pretty fantastic. Well, we cannot wait to see more of it. It's Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, and we will check it out at E3, and we'll see it this fall, right?
It's coming out this holiday, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much, Warren Spector. Always a pleasure. And when we return, more exclusive demos, more buzz from the show floor, and more of what's to come in our online show. Use this break time wisely. We'll be right back.
Spike's E3 2012 All Access Live rolls on from the heart of downtown Los Angeles. Bringing you closer to E3 than anyone else, no lanyards required. I'm Daniel Kaiser, and I'm seconds away from showing you more of Capcom's rebooted Devil May Cry than anyone on the planet has ever seen. This is technically the 5th installment of the popular series starring Dante, a gun sword-wielding mercenary who battles demons. Sounds like my night job. The new Devil May Cry story exists in a separate universe and promises to be an entirely fresh take on the concept. Tamim from Ninja Theory is here with us right now to talk about the game. Tamim, thanks for joining us here on the set, and we have a lot of exciting things to talk about, so let's dive right into the new DMC. Tell us all about the reboot and specifically the footage we're seeing on screen.
Okay, so the footage we're showing, it has been seen before, but what the difference this time around is that we're actually letting people play the game who haven't played the game, like who aren't press, for example. Okay. So the game's still like quite away from being released, January the 15th, but we're hoping that when people get their hands on, they'll see what the game is all about, that it's not, that it is effectively Devil May Cry in essence, and it's added something new to the series.
Well, what has it added that is new?
Well, first off, it's not developed in Japan. That's the first biggest difference. Capcom Japan came to us at Ninja Theory to kind of reinvent Devil May Cry, do a different take on it. So it's not in the same timeline. Right. It's like it's like when Batman, I guess, the Christopher Nolan Batman, or at least, you know, if we do our jobs right, that's what it will be like a reimagining of that whole universe. It's set in a much more contemporary world. It's set in the real world, where there's a demon dimension to it, and Dante can cross over into the demon dimension and see the truth behind the illusion. The combat has different kind of weapon sets that you can switch on the fly. So there's the human mode, which is the swords and guns. Then there's angel and demon weapons, of which there will be several. And all of these you can switch on the fly. Right. And there's a traversal element that we've added, which traditionally hasn't really been in Devil May Cry.
Right, so from a gameplay perspective, you're mixing it up a little bit. It's a very cinematic experience. Was that a focal point for you guys here again with this franchise?
Yeah, it's kind of what we're known for. One thing we wanted to do to the series was imagine it as a movie. If it was a movie, what would it look like? Things like the demon doors appearing that lock you into a fight. How do you explain that? Well, we've explained it by having a world called Limbo, which is full. It's like pumped with demon energy, and it twists and turns and traps Dante, and it spits out enemies, and you fight your way through. So we've basically made the world feel like it's a character in itself.
Awesome. Well, the game is sounding fantastic. So a brief look at over here. We'll have more later on and online. We appreciate your time so very much. Yeah. Now, we'll be right back after this, so stick around as E3's All Access live coverage continues.
Right, E3 just keeps on going here on Spike, and well, let me tell you, what can we say? It has been an epic trailers.com to see what kind of ripples the EA Games Showcase is causing among fans. Justine, what are they saying?
Well, over here we've got our E3 leaderboard since we just got out of the press conference, and leading 38% is Dead Space.
Wow. I mean, the game looked amazing. Co-op was awesome, and I think this is the type of game you want to play with your friends, because it's fun to get scared with your friends.
Oh, definitely. And let's take a look at the timeline. And here we have, you can see when all these press conferences started happening, everything just completely spikes. Yeah. Right now, Microsoft is still in the lead.
Yeah, Microsoft's still in the lead. Obviously, you can see as soon as their press conference started getting underway. Nintendo had a huge spike yesterday as all that news of the controllers was coming back out. But then, obviously, we had a lot of spikes coming here from all these games from the different publishers as their games are being talked about at the specific press conferences. So lots of buzz out there. You guys are doing great. We really appreciate all the feedback. Keep it coming, right?
Yeah, keep tweeting us. Be sure to use that hashtag GTE3. And when we started this morning, there were about 1,000 users using the GT3 hashtag. And now that number is over 40,000. So you guys are making a difference. So keep responding. And yeah, let's see what else we have to say.
Lots of excitement there. I mean, it's interesting. Obviously, Microsoft is high up there, but we'll have to see once Sony fires off later tonight, we'll be streaming that live on GameTrailers.com, so people can tune in for that. And then Nintendo tomorrow will be live right here again on Spike. So we'll see what the tail of the tape is at the end of the day. All right, well, thanks very much, guys. That's it for us for now. You can head to allaccess.spike.com as the E3 exclusives keep coming, and all points of our coverage continue. And Amanda, we've got something very big tonight, too.
Yes, that's right. We will be back on the air at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, for our primetime special featuring the world premiere gameplay footage of Star Wars 1313. See you in a few.
All right, and Peter Molyneux will be with us as well.
Good stuff.
Okay. Yes. 2 days of Peter Molyneux. It's not enough.